can progress through to the semifinal stages. Former Poker World Champion Phil Hellmuth tells us what special tactics are required.
All right. The unique thing about this tournament is you start with 6 players. Only one player is going to win something or advance. Only one. So second through fifth gets nothing. So how do you play under those conditions? Well, obviously you play for first. You don't care if you finish 6th or 5th. So you have to devise a strategy where you're playing for first. Lasting until you make the final 3 and just hanging in there is no good. You have to play a much more aggressive strategy. You have to go for the win.
So cards coming out now, and Steve, I mean, you'd think by watching these early hands that players have been told that they all turn into pumpkins if it doesn't get over with in half an hour. I mean, is this high quality play, or do you think this is inexperience?
Well, I think it may be players coming with a game plan and refusing to change their game plan accordingly. Sometimes around a table, if somebody's being aggressive, you take the opposite view. But when the immovable mountain comes up against one of those other things that doesn't move very far, you get action.
I mean, the funny thing is that at some point, cards have to be turned over. But as of yet, we've only seen one hand turned over, and it was Jez Bailey's 3-4s. Beyond that, it's been all bluff, bluff, bluff.
The only thing that's giving way at the moment is the Tower of Pisa in the photograph behind. Everybody else is bolt upright.
And there is John Shaw. He's known for fast action himself, but must be thinking to himself, what have I landed in the middle of?
No, he's been swamped. He's been swamped by everybody. I think probably of all the players around the table, Dave Broadhurst has been the quietest, it would appear. A bit of experience there along the way. Jez Bailey's. Any ace worth a call. Changing my views on the game. 10-8.
Ian Woodley seems to be taking the view here, Steve, that any pot that Jez Bailey's in, he wants to be in.
Did I hear I raise or no raise? I think that was no raise, wasn't it?
It was John Houston. I think it was no raise. And
4 players in the pot. Not much of it hit by anybody.
Yep.
Houston with bottom pair. Can't be too enamoured with that.
As is Ian Woodley, and he's checked on the button. That 7 has now brought John Shaw into the thick of things.
Will he be able to resist?
Check.
I checked all around twice to Ian Woodley. He might start fancying his 8s, but he's obviously wary. And look at that
now. He's obviously got to be slightly worried about Jack 9, I suppose. But that's a long shot, really.
10.
Well, that's a great card for Ian Woodley because John Shaw has made 2 pair as well. And are we going to see a raise here or just a call?
I think a raise. Do you think a raise, Jesse? I think I feel a raise coming on. He's got to make some moves because he's a little bit below chip level.
He's gone quite short, hasn't he?
He's down to 68,000 before this hand. He would like to generate some chips. I mean, what can he be scared of? Obviously that Jack 9. I doubt he'd be scared of Ace Jack. That would have been raised before the flop.
Sometimes when you've lost a few chips, you only can think about the hands that beat you. And Ian Woodley staring at that flop like it's the devil of doom.
He just calls.
No, there's another player.
John Houston out. And Ian Woodley will be happy by this development. The showdown showing that his 2 pair are tops. 10s and 8s beating 10s and 7s. And that has given him a lifeline to hang on to. Which of these nuts has got the most guts? We'll see after this.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
So looking at the leaderboard, it's been fast and furious, and Jez Bailey has zoomed to the top.
And notice Fiona Foster played the least amount of hands. She's keeping out of a lot of trouble at the moment.
Look at the stacks of the chip leader. Jez Bailey out of Wolverhampton. First time on the TV table, and he's making the most of his chance here.
I thought it was straight in.
Lines up now, second level. It's hard to imagine this game going any faster than it is. Wow.
Jez Bailey there looked across at the camera. That's sort of knowing look. And then turns up the kings.
5,000 more.
He's raised, praying for perhaps somebody to have a hand along with him.
Yeah, totally.
And here comes an... Is that an all-in? And that can't be.
Call.
John
He
Houston
calls
just
with the
calling,
ace-jack.
Fold.
Well, Houston has it in for Jez Bailey. They've developed a relationship in this short heat already. And Houston praying to see the bullet on the flop.
One of them's already gone. It was thrown away by John Shaw with ace-3. So only 2 aces in the pack now to help. That's a pretty decent flop unless the 10 jack's a worry.
How much is he?
Oh,
Boy.
how much is he? How much have you got, John? Count them out, mate.
This pot already 24,000. And this is the question you don't want to be asked when you're on a draw.
38.
It'll cost you everything.
38.
And that's exactly what Jez Bailey is going to put in.
You've only got 38,000 and he wants it all, does Jez Bailey.
38,000.
John Houston just might call.
you think
he
so?
may have had enough here, Steve. He's
Just given...
He's not
He
looking
can't.
happy.
No, he can't. Those 2 fingers up there, they're not sort of like a little sign, are they? I don't know what you're doing there, mate, but it's...
Not happy. A 10. Houston knows a 10 is the key card. An ace would also win it for him. And
showing what he's laying down. I wonder if he'll show what he's throwing away. He's just about to turn it up. He's just 1 king, 2 kings. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I feel he had a big one.
Yeah.
everything going Jez Bailey's way.
And not John Houston's way.
Not at
Down
all.
to 38,000.
Expensive.
He's enjoying himself out there, Jez, isn't he?
Yes.
Looks like a bit of a character.
It used to be the inexperienced players. You know, they were considered calling stations, but Jez Bailey's got that aggression, and I do believe he's terrified everybody on this table.
Well, there's been so much internet poker played and so much TV recently. I think players have learnt from watching the pros and playing online.
10 more.
He's got the ace-jack suited, slightly better. Will he get any interest?
Fiona Foster came in calling with the ace-7. Now it's gotten 10,000 more expensive. What is her plan?
Danger.
She is playing a lot of flops, isn't she? If the 7 comes, poor John Houston will be in for it.
Well, it's there for the taking. Is she going to go for him?
I don't think John's going to back down here.
No, he's not necessarily in a position to be able to back down. This may not be the best move.
10,000.
Although he just may think it's not his day.
I'm on it.
And that's probably the right thing to do. He's decided to make a stand.
Well, sometimes
That's the
enough's
experience
enough.
coming out, I think.
I mean, you have to draw a line in the sand sooner or later, don't you, Steve? You can't let people push you around.
Yes, those lines in the sand.
14.
Oh, and here's trouble.
Well, it's only 14,000 for Fiona. She may think she's pot committed. And she has. He says good call. He doesn't know he's winning.
Rolls behind.
Ace-Jack is ahead. This is the best news John Houston's received all day. Anything but a 7, and he's back in this tournament.
It's a pleasant surprise, John, isn't it?
Do you think that was the right to bet there? To bet into the player that was so low on chips that he was perhaps desperation stakes?
Well, it seems
Being
like
too
Fiona may
critical.
be getting her just desserts here. She's played There's one card to come. A 7 or a 4. 4 would split the pot. 7